There's something I want to say today that might feel uncomfortable but also deeply freeing. We're not always at fault for what happens to us, but we're always responsible for how we respond to it. And before you misunderstand this is not about blame. This is about agency. If you've ever felt stuck in pain, resentment, or confusion, this distinction might quietly change how you see your life. Let's start with something simple. Life gives us experiences that are not our fault. Childhood wounds, unpredictable losses, people who failed us, situations we didn't choose. That's reality. But here's where most of us get confused. We mix fault and responsibility as if they are the same thing. They're not. Fault belongs to the past. Responsibility lives in the present. Fault is about what's already happened. Responsibility is about what you're choosing right now, every second. Right now, you're choosing to listen to this. You are choosing to stay. You are choosing to think about these ideas or reject them. That choice is yours. It may not be your fault that someone hurt you, but it was your responsibility to decide whether that hurt will define you for the rest of your life. And that's a hard truth because responsibility feels heavy. Blame feels lighter. Blame says, this happened because of you. Responsibility says, this is happening. What will I do with it? Blame keeps us frozen. Responsibility moves us forward. Let me give you a simple example. It's not your fault that I chose to speak these words, but you are responsible for choosing to listen to them. It might be my fault if you find these ideas boring or meaningless, but you are responsible for the conclusions you draw. See the difference? We are constantly participating in our lives, even when we pretend we are not. Now here's what and where this gets uncomfortable. Many people stay stuck not because life was unfair, but because taking responsibility feels like letting others off the hook. And I want to say this very clearly. Taking responsibility does not mean excusing what happened. It does not mean denying pain. It does not mean saying it was okay. It simply means saying, I cannot change the past, but I can choose the present. There's also a difference between someone being responsible for your situation and you blaming them for how you feel today. Someone may have caused harm, that is real, but holding on to blame years later doesn't punish them. It only keeps you trapped in yesterday. Responsibility is not about control. It's about reclaiming choice. Think of it this way. Fault says, this happened to me. Responsibility says, this happened, now what? One keeps you in reaction, the other puts you back in the driver's seat. And this is especially important in relationships. It may not be your fault that someone withdrew, but it is your responsibility to notice patterns, to set boundaries, to choose what you tolerate. It may not be your fault that you learned unhealthy coping mechanisms, but it is your responsibility to unlearn them. Healing begins the moment you stop asking, whose fault is this? And start asking, what choice am I making right now? Life will give you things you didn't ask for. That's not failure. That's being human. But responsibility is where you power lives. Not in fixing the past, not in blaming others, but in choosing again and again how you show up now. And that choice quietly shapes your future. Hi, I'm Dr. Ishan, someone who believes in healing, softness, and guiding people back to themselves. And a mother learning life every day. If this perspective resonated with you, you might want to sit with it for a while, and I will leave you with one gentle question. What is one small choice you can take responsibility for today without blaming yourself or anyone else? I will see you in the next video.